who rigged it. As I see it, class warfare, the only resort to right-wing doom. It's worth it. How to talk to your right-wing relatives, friends, and neighbors, and other books written by Egberto Willis. Welcome to Politics Done Right. My name is Egberto Willis, your host. Good morning, Houston. Good morning, Harris County. Good morning to the great state of Texas. Good morning to the United States of America. And of course, good morning to the entire world, receiving our signals via the magic of El Internet, formerly known as the ARPANET, created by whom? Created by we the people, created by you, created by your intellect, created by your know-how, created by all of us. We have a lot to talk about, and I'm going to try to get to at least two of the three major subjects I programmed for today. So I'm going to try, but before we get started, we need to go to the magic place, the studio, where resides our geniuses, El Señor Howard Reynolds, Jack Van Bever, and Mayana. Buenos días todos.
Buenos días.
Buenos dias.
All right, there you go, Jack.
All right, yeah, we got to get her to enunciate. So it'll happen.
It'll happen.
I was scared the first couple of times I got behind the mic too. Now you've created a monster.
All right. Wait, you just didn't know you were a monster, but now you know.
It's good to be a monster. All right. Good morning, Egberto.
Good morning, my brother. Talk to me. I am so waiting for the wisdom of the day.
Okay. Trump's MO is if you can't beat him with brains, you baffle him with, well, you know what. The Trump-Musk feud, Harvard, and travel ban are all distractions to take your eyes off the big boneheaded bill. He's trying to push through the Senate right now. You know that bill that takes Medicaid away from millions, it hobbles Medicare, it takes food out of the mouth of children, and then gives a nice, juicy tax break to the morbidly rich. This is a total scam and must be defeated.
Yes, it must be defeated. And you know what? The people given the right, once we remind folks that they have agency, once we remind people that they are still in control, we still have one person, one vote. What we have to make sure and do is continue to to remember that our minds belong to ourselves. Once we do that, once we start knowing that we can critically think, they try hard as hell to stop us from critically thinking, Jacques and Mayana. They don't want us to critically think, because when you think, you start to ask questions. And when you ask questions and get the appropriate answer, you do a magical thing that our friends know. You learn. And all of us have that capacity to learn. I would grant all of us have the same capacity to learn. It's a whole lot of times, what do we do to ensure that we learn? But anyway, anything else from the studio before we get started? I know we're still in Fun Drive, and I think El Señor Interim Manager is here to start us off. Am I correct? Or
you are correct. How
all
about
right.
that?
All right. Good morning,
everybody.
my brother. Talk to me.
Well, it's June 6th, and in 1944 on June 6th, it was D-Day. So we should pause and remember for a minute why we have our freedom, because of all those that gave so much and even gave all. Folks, we are still in Fun Drive. We're going to be here for a little bit till we get our goal of $170,000. The good news in all that is that we've already collected $132,579 from 795 distinct acts of kindness. So we're doing really well, and I would hope that we will hit our goal sooner than later. And you can help with that cause by dialing 713-526-5738 and doing your part to power community radio through the next few months. In fact, all the way until October. $5 a month will get you a ticket to Tom Hartman and Grant Peoples on August 9th. Tom, I learned that we'll have a Q&A session, and it should be a lively evening at the Emerson Unitarian Church at Bering and Westheimer on August 9th. And again, $5 a month donation gets you into our soiree. Grant Peoples and Tom Hartman on August 9th. I want to thank everybody again that has stepped up, and we can get a little closer to that goal this morning. It would be great. $500 goal for the program, Egberto, and let's get going, see what we got today. Just go ahead and take it.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Sandy. Anyway, folks, we have a lot to talk about this morning. I first want to, as usual, thank
clear.
all of you that are here already. We have in the house Joanna from Los Angeles, California. Joanna, thanks for being here. I hope we solved the Google problem. I found that errata to send out to you, and I think the last thing I heard from you is that it seems to be working. Lisa Blair, how are you doing from Atlanta, Georgia? Thank you for being here. Lida Bearcat is here from Austin, Texas, and happy birthday, Joanne. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Joanna. And thank you for your support always. All right. We also have, let's see, in the house on Substack, Edward Driscoll. Edward Holmes says, scam as always. G. Baird, how you doing, my brother? Thank you for that great contribution that I saw pop up under your real name that I won't disclose. Edward Holmes amazes at Wall Street timidity. I agree. Uju M, you inspired me to write the blog that we're going to talk about this morning because in as much as I agreed and knew about that, I said, you know what? I better say it because I felt when you brought up that we have to keep our eye on the ball. You didn't quite say it that way. You said we needed to not allow all the externalities to involve. And I said, you know what? I better key in on that. Very good point, sis. Jerry Stout, welcome. Dahlia Easton, welcome. Dev, Ernie Buxall, welcome aboard. Like I've always told you guys, this is an interactive program. And not only is it an interactive program, but you guys give directionality quite often. And that is how things are supposed to be. In a true democracy, we have all kinds of inputs and outputs. So, anyhow, the title of the show today is Musk Show. Well, Ernie Boxell says the president proves the money cannot buy him like Iranian money bought Obama. That's an interesting subject, but I can't take on that right now. Musk shows why private sector dependency is wrong. Focus on big, beautiful bill. Fox News pundit. And I will start on the topic of focus. Late last night, I wrote the article, Focus on, well, I titled it, Focus on the Big, Beautiful Bill, the Trump-Musk feud, travel ban, Harvard, etc. are distractions. The spectacle is loud. Elon Musk and Donald Trump trade insults on social media, with President hinting at canceling federal launch contracts. At the same time, Musk calls the bill that sparkled their rupture a disgusting abomination. Cable networks pivot to breaking news on a revived Muslim majority travel ban that will shut the U.S. door to families from a dozen nations beginning June 9th. Harvard undergraduates protest through the yard after Trump orders federal agencies to slash $100 million in research contracts and bars the university from enrolling new international students. Each story ricochets through the 24-hour news cycle, generating outrage and counter outrage. Yet each one also drains oxygen from the only fight that will permanently rewire the economy, the so-called one big beautiful bill now sitting in Senate. And what Uju pointed out yesterday, concentrate on that which will be affecting us. All the other issues are important, but this one is, if not permanent, lasting damage. This one kills, it injures, it maims. Passed in the House by a single vote margin on May 22nd, the 1,100-page reconciliation package peers 3.7 trillion in permanent tax cuts tilted toward the top with the deepest federal safety net cuts in modern history. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says it swells the deficit by 2.4 trillion over 10 years and strip health coverage from 11 million people. It's actually more. Medicaid's enhanced match for expansion states would fall from 90% to 80%. Remember, when the Medicaid expansion came, the first 3 years were free, and after it took 80%. It gave 90% from the federal government, 10% from the state. A hell of a deal. We're all paying into it. States like Texas are getting its people killed by not having health care, by not being able to take care of these folks, getting killed, and at the same time, leaving 90% of what that bill would cost on the table. Texans are paying for something they're not getting because of the ideological, I don't have the right word to use, the ideological bent of our Republican legislature that has no problems killing its Texans as it talks about being a pro life party. But every year, over 2,000 Texans die because they haven't accepted the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act. In contrast, a new per capita cap all but guarantees states will ration care to children, which means more children will die, people with disabilities, and seniors in nursing homes. SNAP loses $400 billion, eliminating food assistance for roughly 6 million households. Meanwhile, $180 billion in green energy credits are repealed, threatening 250,000 solar and wind jobs. In short, the bill siphons resources from working families to finance windfall cuts for corporations and the ultra rich, a reverse Robin Hood engineered in plain sight. I repeat, why we must keep our eyes on the ball. Think about most of the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act, had a whole lot of green energy bills in there that actually build windmills, build solar plants, all these other things. And all of that, folks, most of that was being done in red states. So those jobs are going to be lost in red states. When we cut the Medicaid, and especially since a lot of the red states, to be exact, 10 of them didn't accept the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act, those hospitals will close. Those hospitals hire a whole lot of people, and generally, they're the highest paid people in the rural areas. They are the ones subsidizing with their salaries and going to more expensive restaurants, not necessarily the cheap other place. They're spending their hard-earned dollars in those rural communities and supporting businesses in those rural communities. What that means is that hospital closure is not just the doctor and the nurse losing a job. It permeates the entire society, as they no longer go to those restaurants for leisure. They no longer go to leisurely activities around that rural area. So that hospital closure, just that closure, that janitor that's not working anymore, that accountant, that administrator that's not working anymore, is money not only out of the hospital, but out of your rural area. You guys are the ones who put these guys in office. You are the ones who can save yourself and save the rest of us. For some extent, it's on you. That redistributionist core explains the White House's food flood the zone strategy. As Steve Bannon once bragged, chaos itself is the message. Overwhelm reporters, scatter activists, and the payload glides through before the public can focus. In other words, if you're thinking about Harvard, if you're thinking about the feud between Trump and Musk, if you're thinking about all the bad things that we're doing, that we just throw out there, see what sticks on the wall, as your focus, as the media is focused on all these different issues, we're passing the big, beautiful, well, let's use Jack's term, we're passing the big bone-headed bill. And that one has staying power, folks. That one has staying power. The Musk drama offers tabloids a soap opera. The travel ban fires up xenophobic base voters. The Harvard crackdown strokes culture war resentment against the elite universities. None of those flash bang grenades requires legislative wins. Still, each one diverts column inches and social media attention precisely when scrutiny of the bill would be most detrimental to the administration. The dance is cynical yet practical. Unless civil society deliberately, and I repeat, deliberately starves it of attention. So, what can we do? The actions to centralize the fight is a must. One, pin every narrative to the bill. Progressive communicators should open every segment, column, and post by tying the day's distraction back to the bill's concrete harms. While Trump spars with Musk, the same bill they're arguing over will cancel Medicaid for 7,000 families in Jefferson County. That's an example. Repetition collapses the distraction loop. So every time you talk about some extraneous issue, point to an exact thing that bill is going to do in your area, in your location, in your locale. Localize the pain. Localize the pain. Use state level CBO tables and independent analysis to publish district specific impact tiers. How many children in that district lose health care? How many meals vanish? How many of those older people at that nursing home will no longer have care? On local TV, call them up on radio stations, call and make your peace. They'll try to cut you off at times. Make your peace and get the hell out of there. That's what it takes. It's not guerrilla warfare. It's way ahead of guerrilla warfare. Of course, we're talking guerrilla warfare in a verbal sense. Flood congressional phone lines in target states. The Senate map favor a grassroots push in handful of purple and light red states whose senators hold the bill. Coalitions should coordinate 10 calls in 10 days drives, emphasizing that a no vote protects rural hospitals, veterans clinics, and renewable energy. Launch watchdog TikTok dashboard. Embed real-time trackers on union, faith, and advocacy websites. I have my articles on all my websites all of the times talking about these issues. All of the times. All of the times. In social media, I don't care who you are. Everybody listening to my voice right now has a social media account, generally speaking. Write about these issues. Talk about what we discuss here. Talk about what you learn here. Talk about what you've taught us here. Don't only do it here. Do it on your social media accounts. There are a lot of folks I see now doing it on TikTok, Instagram, Telegram, etc. Engage. Be a part of it. Let these cowardly politicians understand that you are there, baby. You are ready to get things done. Frame victory as a defense of democracy, not charity. We don't want you to pass a bill because all those poor people are going to suffer. Yeah, we should have compassion for the poor. We should have compassion for those in need. We should have compassion to those who are going to be abused. But guess what? those people passing the bill, the mere fact that they're passing the bill proves that they have zero compassion. So therefore, compassion isn't the antidote for them. The antidote for them is democracy and the feeling of pain if they execute that which they're attempting to execute. Compassion doesn't work for them. They've already proven they've got none. Therefore, you have to fight them with the tool that is required to change their behavior. And that is where we have got to be. That is what we have got to do. So, folks, thank you so kindly for hearing this out. We all have marching orders to protect our democracy. We have marching orders to make sure we let folks know we will be heard. Uh, Before I continue, I have Angel on the phone, but I want to go to Sandy for some pitching since I'm at zero. And Angel, hold on a bit longer. Sandy has going to do a little bit of pitch here that we're going to try to raise a few dollars. We are in fund drive, folks. We are at the big 0713-526-5738, extension number 1 to donate, or go to kpft.org. Please consider $5 a month, $10 a month. $5 a month is going to give you, if you want to, a ticket to come see Tom Hartman. And by the way, this afternoon I should be interviewing Tom Hartman to bring a little 5-minute segment or so to you on Monday about this trip here to Houston. But let's pass it on to Brother Sandy.
Thank you, Egberto. Appreciate that. Yes, we're at zero for this morning. We have a $500 goal. Looking for people to sign up at $5 or $10 a month. In fact, if 5 of you sign up at $5 a month, given that every sustaining pledge, new sustaining pledge, will be greeted with a match of $50, Egberto will just waltz to the goal, and we will be whole for the hour. But we need you to participate. Don't sit idle. Be radioactive. Community radio depends on all of its listeners. Sadly, about 1 in 16 people bother to make the call. I know it's early in the morning, and I know it's National Donut Day, but we don't want to have a donut at the end of this program, at least not metaphorically. Maybe one with a little bit of a chocolate glaze on top would be okay, but the zero in the donation column would not be a good thing. And right now we're sitting on that zero, waiting on that first pledge of the morning. Our phone number is 713-526-5738, option 1, or you can mouse it over to kpft.org. You'll see all of the thank you gifts, including an extensive list of tickets that have been donated to help us raise a few dollars at many of the venues around town. kpft.org again. When you're done perusing, you just click donate and get your thank you gift. Unless, of course, your thank you gift is just KPFT, which it is for many people when they donate. We really appreciate it. Folks, we are looking to make this goal so that we can continue through the summer months without a summer sizzle. The fourth drive will be eliminated this year, but we got to get to this goal first. So a day at a time, Friday, June 6th being the day that we're focused on today. Don't forget that tonight, doors at 7 o'clock, show at 8 o'clock, Rodney Crowell, solo acoustic for, I think he said, a 75-minute set. And that'll be followed by Guy Forsyth and the 78 special. The whole band will be out there rocking the house. What am I talking about? The Heights Theater. Tonight, 7 o'clock, KPFT benefit. There's just a few seats, I think general admission or standing room only left. You can call 713-526-5738, option 1 to inquire, or call directly to the Heights Theater box office. One other event that I'll just touch upon before turning it back to Egberto, and that's our Den on the Lake cruise, September 6th. And that's going to go out of the South Shore Harbor Marina for a 3-hour tour on that Saturday afternoon in September. And we're going to be having some fun, playing some trivia, listening to some music, sharing stories about KPFT, and otherwise enjoying a ride on Clear Lake. One ticket is $150 a pair, $275 or $12.50 a month for one, $22.92 for a pair per month. And we'll take all forms of payment on that, however you want to do that. But we need to hear from you, folks. There's Coffee with Egberto. There's a Politics Done Right t-shirt, KPFT t-shirts, all kinds of swag. But the biggest thank you again is having the right to be able to broadcast 100,000 watts with a community radio license in the third largest city in the country, Houston, Texas. KPFT, 55 plus years. Let's keep it going. Waiting on that first pledge? Hope it's you. 713-526-5738. Back to you, Egberto.
Thank you so kindly, Sandy. Yes, folks, please go ahead and make that call or go to the website and contribute. So I want to be able to
You're
say
there,
a
Sandy.
big thank you for you. I want to be able to give you a big thank you on air. But anyway, look, Angel Ramirez. Angel Ramirez is I think I would call him the executor of Peace Camp, a great activity being held by the Houston Peace and Justice Center. They have this event every single year. A lot of children get a lot of education, get a lot out of it. So I asked Angel to come on air to really talk about it, because if you have some kids that you don't have anything to do, well, that's wrong. What am I saying? If you have some kids that you want to put some activities in them, Houston Peace and Justice Center has an activity for you. And with us is Angel Ramirez. Buenos dias, hermano. How you doing, Angel?
Good morning, Alberto. Good morning, Houston. I'm doing very well. Up nice and early this morning with y'all.
Well, look, I'm sorry to take you out of bed, but Sandy threw me at 6 o'clock, man. So what can I say? It's early in the morning. So if I want anybody live, I have to say, hey, wake up, man. We got to do this. Anyway, look, first of all, thank you for all that you do, Angel, with the Peace and Justice Center. Every year we have this peace camp, and you do such a wonderful job with it. Why don't you explain to us, first of all, what Peace Camp is and how can people get involved with it?
Absolutely, Alberto. Well, I would thank you for allowing me to reach out to your listeners and to invite them and the kids to this amazing camp that does happen every summer. And, thanks to the Houston Peace and Justice Center, we are given this opportunity to reach kids and encourage things like inclusion and activism, getting the kids to use their voices and to find their voices, in regards to standing up for things that matter in this world. And so we, are creating a space for them to think about equality, to think about their general wellness, how their bodies are important in all of this. And of course, the big mission for the Houston Peace and Justice Center is to understand that, violence is not the answer. And how can we find ways to create spaces where we can talk, use peace, love, compassion, and work through conflict, in amazing ways. And the little ones are listening. They're out there watching, us adults, and given that understanding, we want to reach them, at this early age and talk about things like in the environment. But of course, we do it through music, through arts, through stories, through role play. We introduce them to ideas of meditation and yoga and get them to play games and to dance and to create things, because kids like to play. Kids want to be in that space, in that very innocent space of play, and that's where they learn. And I wish adults were still connecting to that as much as kids do. And that's why I just honestly am honored to be able to do this every summer. And this year, we actually are hosting 5 camps, and there's two distinctions there. One of the camps is for the littles we are reaching out to that elementary age, from first until about 6th grade. And then we have a teens group, which is for those students that are going into like 7th grade to about 12th grade. And because we understand that we have to sort of tailor the conversations and the topics to make them age appropriate. So we separated, that group there to be able to kind of like bring it to their age level and understanding. And I love that we're doing these camps, all over Houston this year. We're going to be at the Unity Church for 2 camps, and then we're going to be at the Houston Mennonite Church for 2 camps, and then there's 1 camp being offered in the Bay Area, which is out a little bit south. And so, if I can tell you more about those, does that sound good to y'all?
Yes, go ahead, please, and then tell folks as well how they can actually sign up for this. This is a very important peace camp. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So the dates and the times for these camps, the 2 camps happening at Unity Church. If you want to take these notes down really quick, the Unity Church camp is going to happen for the littles June 9th through 13th, which is next week, and there's still spots available. And then the teen camp is going to happen at Unity Church from July 14th through the 18th. And that's going to be for the older kids, and that's at Unity. Then the next group is going to happen at the Houston Mennonite Church, and for the teens, that one is going to be July 7th through the 11th. And then for the littles at Mennonite, we're going to do that one from July 21st through the 25th. And then finally, at the Bay Area Unitarian Universalist Church, that's going to be June 23rd through the 27th, and that camp is for teens. And the way that you can get more information is to go to the HPJC website, or you can just type in peacecamphouston.org, and that'll link you to the website where you'll get information like how much does it cost to attend camp. The Littles camp is $200 for tuition, and then the teen one is $100 for tuition, but we have scholarships, full and partial scholarships available. So if money is an issue and you really want your kiddos to be a part of this, to start to explore these ideas of nonviolence and love and peace, and it's such a hippie thing that I absolutely love, that we get to just explore all of these things and spaces in this very kind of old school way of thinking that, make love, not war, right? And Peace Camp has been doing this for almost 20 years now, and I've been a part of it for about maybe 7 or 8. And I'm directing, and I've been given the honor and the privilege to bring these ideas thanks to the Houston Peace and Justice Center, the adults there that are making things happen, you guys that are giving pledges, you guys that are, donating your money. It's going to help us support this camp that is so important to Houston, and those of us that are looking for, hope, and starting with this generation. These babies are the future, and it's up to us to make sure that we plant the right seeds.
Angel, that is great. We have always had KPFT have always had a symbiotic relationship with Houston Peace and Justice Center. In fact, Bill Crozier, one that was the past president that helps around KPFT quite a bit, both technical and otherwise. He served on the boards here. And Sophia Moreau, our new young president, she's out there really infusing us with a whole lot of new blood. So remember, folks, that we do have organizations around here that are doing good things, taking up the slack. And Angel Ramirez, who's out here working, getting some of these young people in. So again, if you don't, Angel went ahead and told you a whole lot of dates. Let me just tell you, you can go to hpjc.org. hpjc.org. And actually, I did an interview with Angel yesterday. Angel, I'm going to put that interview. I was to do it last night, didn't have the time. I'll put that interview up on the system, on the HPJC website, so that folks can hear sort of what you've spoken about here again in vivo. And they'll be able to get that information along with the forms to sign their kids, their teens up for this peace camp. You are doing a wonderful job. Give me a closer.
Absolutely, yes. So thank you, Alberto. Thank you to the HPJC. Thank you to Peace Camp for allowing this to happen. As these camps are awesome. It's a summer day camp, so it's basically Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We just ask that you pack them a lunch, and we'll take care of the snacks and the water, and then we'll just start planting those seeds in those little ones. And so we would love to have you all. Again, there's plenty of spaces available. There's scholarships available. And those of you that are just in support of this, thank you. And we hope to keep doing this for a very, very long time. So that I can see these kids growing up to be the next peace leaders. So please, and thank you.
Angel, thank you. Let me just say this, folks. I've been to like three of the sessions, and these folks do great job. A lot of the people that are there with your kids are actually teachers in the district. So your kids will be well taken care of, and your kids will learn a lot. I can say that. Angel, thank you so kindly for waking up this morning to speak to us here at KPFT.
Muchas gracias, amigo. In Houston, y'all have a great day. Love, peace, and light, and let's keep on doing this.
Muchas gracias, hermana. Tenga bien día. ¿Está bien?
Igualmente. Besos.
Suave. Okay. All right, folks. Look, we are still in Fund Drive, and I am at 0. Politics Done Right is at 0, and we need your support. So please give us a call at 713-526-5738, extension number 1, or go to kpft.org, kpft.org, hit that donate button, select the gift that you want. Please do remember, whether you call, remember to say that it is for Politics Done Right, or if you're going to the website, scroll down and select Politics Done Right as a program you're supporting, because that way Sandy, our interim manager, knows what show generates what, so we can make adjustments where necessary. Anyway, folks, so again, call 713-526-5738. Before I get back to Sandy, and we have another important subject to cover, which we will cover, but I want to give a big salute to Margaret H. Samark, Fred Portnoy, NY Puncho, Deborah Purinton, Lorraine Vidal. John A says, my only focus is writing the Supreme Court every day to have them reconsider presidential immunity in light of Trump's abuses, and also very important to mobilize to write senators. You are correct. Welcome, G. Bear, John A. and Robertson, Pamela Daniels, Shahavi, I think is the name, Melissa Solomon. Thank you guys for all being here. I missed a lot because, again, that's how I can't get them all. On the other chat, we have great conversation with Harry Benson is in the chat. Raising hell. Good job, my brother. Thank you guys for being here. All right, folks, I'm at 0713-526-5738, extension number 1. Let's go to Bruce.
Good morning.
Good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I had to put mosquito repellent on. They were eating me up. I'm on my back porch. I'm not going to call in for a couple of weeks because I love to hear the regulars. So I want to give my time up. I want some new blood, people that hear the radio and want to call and just don't pick the phone up. We got a great stew, but let's get some more spice in there. I will be listening though. So I got one last smart ass thing if you give me time to say it.
Please do.
Yeah, when I left high school, I went to work in a giant machine shop. And you start as a shop helper. You push a metal cart around collecting shavings and running errands for the journeyman. And it happened to me, and I did it to others. The newbie, you'll call them over and make up something like a number 4 grease plug wrench or a left-handed screwdriver, and you send them all the way across the shop to somebody. Say, Joe's got it. You go over there, and Joe would say, no, I just gave it to Bob. And he'd send him all the way across. You'd zigzag this guy all around the shop till either he caught on or somebody couldn't keep a straight face. And that was just a tradition. So what's happening right now is we have a gigantic destructive bill. We have a guy violating the Constitution, but MAGA and really the commercial media, they're zigzagging like that shop helper over here to the gigantic trans athlete problem. Then they're zigzagging over here. Some dog catcher in South Dakota made too much money under Obama. Then they're zigzagging. And I'm seeing the same thing I saw in the machine shop. There's an elephant in the room, and they're setting mouse traps. It's stupid. But anyway, I'm still going to listen, but I want the people to take my time. I still want to hear Augie and Johnny and all the guys, Bart, Brian, Patrick. But I'm just going to listen for 2 weeks and give my time up to the new caller. You know who you are. Pick up the phone and call in. Give us some new spice. I'm done.
Thank you, Bruce. But before you go, if you don't have to hold yourself to your own your own. I forgot what the word is when you stop for a while. Because if you have something smart, corny, or whatever to say, hey, that's a part of the show too. So thank you, brother. You have a wonderful rest of your day.
Hey,
Yes,
hey,
go ahead.
one more thing. I was going to say I won't call in unless Trump does something really stupendly stupid. Then I realized that's like saying I won't call in unless the sun rises.
All right, brother.
I didn't say that. All right. All right.
Goodbye. That's a smart aleck thing to say. Have a good one, Bruce. Let's go to brother Brian. Come on in, Brian.
Yeah. I bet I can get you some money just by talking. All I have to do is make a statement, and somebody will call in and dislike it and give you some money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You were talking Wednesday about Bernie Sanders and, democracy is politics. Well, I would rather have a republic than politics.
Okay.
Yeah, you understand what I just said?
Yes, of course I understand what you. That's a Republican. That's a Republican talking point. But go ahead, make your point.
Yeah. They disavowed him because he didn't have the standards that the Democrats wanted at the time. So they're going to go nowhere this year in the next election cycle also. So don't get your hopes up. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
So nobody wants a defense.
Nobody wants what, sir?
No one wants the defense of an illegal alien here in the United States. Okay. They don't have the same rights as we, as an American citizens, do. I tried to explain to you. What was it? Less than 2 weeks ago, an illegal alien killed a woman.
Yeah.
In Lake LBJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is that it?
Yeah. No, let me ask you something, Brian. And a lot of people get upset when I entertain you, but I love you like I love everybody else. Okay, I don't. There's nothing about you that I know that would cause me to say why I hate you so much. I don't know why you hate me so much, but I want folks to understand this. I don't know Brian. I don't know a lot of these people, so I can't generate that feeling of hate that I see in reciprocal, right? But there is a certain psychology that allows that to happen. I don't understand it. And well, actually, I shouldn't say I don't understand it because I was probably that way as well. It's just that as one gets educated, one learns certain things, you realize how the system pushes you around. But anyway, you have this disdain for that person you call that illegal alien, right? You have that disdain. They don't have as much rights as you as an American. Are they as human as you are? I'm pretty sure they are. But you have learned to.
Are they born in America like I was? Are they born in America like I was?
Sir, I made you speak. Let me finish, sir. Thank you. All right. So we have this disdain. No, they were not born in America like you were. No, they were none of that things as you were. But I, just like you just put those things out, I could put that, had it not been for the undocumented worker, you would not have had the price of the home that you had. Had it not been for the undocumented worker, you would not buy the produce at the prices that you. Sir, I am not. Look, I'm Brian. Be quiet and listen. All right. Had it not been for the undocumented worker, Social Security would go bust earlier than it will. For every negative that you can put out there, I can put a positive. What we need to have immigration reform, but that severe hate, the way that you watch those thugs arrest people, break glass, break into their homes, treat them like animals, that is what America looks like overseas right now. Okay, the bastion that I came to as a Panamanian, that thing that we thought we knew about all America's ills. We knew that America committed genocide. We knew that America enslaved people. We knew all those things about America, but we also saw America atoning, the civil rights movement, the women's movement. We saw all of that foreigners did. And we said, this is a country that's willing to change. And yes, we came over here. And then, in order for a few rich people to make money, they've turned you, Brian, into a hater. Not somebody that wants to move forward, but into a hater. One of the good things that I have with this program is a lot of things that the mainstream media would leave alone, wouldn't talk about. I'm willing to do so. So, my brother Brian, I'm going to ask you one
Your
thing, and
hatred of Trump is
I'm
appalling.
not asking. I'm
Your
not
hatred
asking
of
you.
Trump is appalling.
Whatever you say, sir. But let me just tell you this, sir. I don't hate you. I don't have any animosity towards you. You need to check your heart and see why it is that these things that you get so upset about, you do. Thank you, Brian. You will always have a home here, brother. Peace and love, as Angel Ramirez just said. Brother Thomas Sarnik, thank you so kindly for your contribution, sir. Look, folks, we need a lot more. We are 400 and change short. We're 400 and change short. Please give us a call, 713-526-5738, extension number 1. Look, Sandy's going to pitch for a few minutes. Think about this. A lot of times you guys wait till the end because you don't want to miss what we're talking about. Sandy going to be pitching for 2 to 3 minutes or so. Let's call it. It only takes you about 90 seconds to go to the website or 90 seconds for the call. As Sandy pitch, why don't we do that? And so I can thank you on air. My dear brother, interim manager, Sandy, let's hear it.
Thanks, Egberto. And thanks to all the callers that are participating. For those of you that do participate, if you have not made a pledge, even for those of you just listening, if you have not made a pledge, don't let the 795 distinct acts of kindness stand alone. Add to it. We're going to need about 1,000, maybe as much as 1,100 pledges to make our goal. So we're closing in. But everybody that takes that step, that gets up off the couch, gets up off their chair, and dials that 713-526-5738 option 1 number and contributes, is contributing to something greater than any individual. A platform, an open platform for us to have these dialogues. We hear people from all over Houston call in with all different points of view, some of which many of you just go, no, heck no, It's not me, that's wrong, it's all wrong. But you get to hear it, and you get to understand that people do hold these opinions. And as long as they do, and I believe they always will, have a difference of opinion from what yours is or what mine is, we need a place to discuss this, to bring these issues out into the open, on the airwaves in this case, and get a better understanding of each other. It's so important. It's so important that we understand each other, because once we do, we may agree to disagree, but at least we'll know where people are coming from. If we don't have that platform and we don't get to have any sort of dialogue, things tend to escalate. We've seen it all through history. We can't afford that right now, not in this day and age. There are too many issues. I always think of the fruit fly experiment, Egberto, when we were little kids in the first or second grade, when we learned that fruit flies will multiply and multiply until there's no more food or no more water, and then they're gone in the jar. They all die off for lack of resources. Our planet is headed in that direction. Water, clean air, food, the very basics by which we live are all threatened. And unless we have a dialogue, unless we get this understanding, unless we know what's going on globally, unless we have a place like KPFT, we're in even greater trouble than we are now. So I implore everybody, take part, don't sit by, preserve KPFT. We are as good as our last fund drive. We always say that around the station. We're only as good as our last fund drive. We're just trying to bridge until October in this case. We're going longer than we usually do because of sustaining pledges. We're able to cut out that 4th drive, that August drive. We couldn't do it without sustainers. And I'm asking each of you out there that are in a position to join us, $5 or $10 a month. Consider that $5 bill. It doesn't go very far anywhere else, but at KPFT, it goes for miles and miles, days, hours, weeks, months. It continues this experiment. Don't stand by. Join in, support the station that supports you, that provides a platform for Egberto and all of the other approximately 150 volunteers that share the microphone. Our phone number is 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. I think we have a brand new t-shirt celebrating our home in 1970, the Atlanta Life Building. I believe that's up on the web. It's a $100 donation. Really fine graphic. It's a mustard-colored t-shirt. It's something else to add to your KPFT wardrobe. 713-526-5738 or kpft.org. And again, thank you to the individual Thomas C. that pledged. Standing alone right now, we're $475 short of our goal. Can we do something to close that gap in the next few minutes? I'd love to see it $5 or $10 a month on a sustaining basis at a time. So come on now, 4 of you, 5 of you, $5 a month, we will be there. 713-526-5738. 55 plus years, we're going to celebrate tonight at the Heights Theater, and we do have some standing room only tickets for $50, which are available again online or by phone. 713-526-5738 or kpft.org. It's early in the morning for many of you. If you're driving and you're on the way to work and you're considering a pledge, don't do it while you're driving. Wait till you're someplace where you can pull over. Thanks, Egberto. Let's hope that we can make this goal this morning. Back to you.
Thanks, Andy. Look, folks, tomorrow I'm going to fulfill one of the Coffee with Egberto with a great supporter who bought the Coffee with Egberto ticket for. So we're going for coffee tomorrow. So we can, if 2 of you get a Coffee with Egberto, that's $250. I make my quota. So if you have anybody out there with a little bit of extra means, Coffee with Egberto, $250. I guarantee you're going to have fun. Ask Glenn or the others that's in the chat that we had. Eric is way on the right, and he had Coffee with Egberto. Glenn is way on the left. He had Coffee with Egberto. So what I'm saying, we can talk. 713-526-5738, extension number 1. Or go to kpft.org. Make them know it's for politics done right, though. Important. One other thing before I go to Tom and Uju. Remember the t-shirt's $100? I do $10 a month. That's what I do, even as I don't get paid for this. Ask Sandy. Sandy don't pay me for this. But we know we are working together in concert to do better. All right, let's go to Tom. Come on in, Tom.
Oh, hello, Egberto. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing? How's Michigan right now?
Well, it's pretty hazy out here. It's going to get in the 70s. It's a little cool. But I called in and I made a pledge, and I am a sustaining member.
You're clear.
I made a one-time pledge, and I may give again. So I'm encouraging everybody to do that. But I got a little poem today, and I'm going to dedicate it to Jack, because he likes poetry and he's always doing his little things in the morning. And you got a few minutes?
Yes, please do. I love your poetry.
So this is a little different. Everyone knows that Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water, that Jack fell down and broke his crown and Jill came tumbling after. But you might not know that Jack and Jill then went to get some help from Dr. Bill to fix Jack's scalp. But when they reached the local clinic, the doors were locked with no one in it. So Jack and Jill went up to the Hill, to the Capitol in Washington, D.C., and there they found a big, beautiful bill that cut health care funding deeply. Jack, bleeding from his head, began to cry, asked Joni Ernst for some medic's aid for his head. She said, "Too bad if soon you're dead, but all must die, so billionaires and tax cuts can keep getting paid." Now Jill got mad and stitched Jack's head herself with needle and thread. Then Jill, now unafraid of defeat, her conscience only she obeyed, protested and campaigned for her sisters and brothers against Joni and others, then decided to run for a congressional seat up on the Hill and vote against any big, bad, ugly bill for greedy billionaires made, but vote instead to pass laws of, by, and for we the people, so that if anyone had a fall, like Jack, and hurt their head or back, there would someday soon be full funding for Medicaid and Medicare for all. Not the end, just the beginning.
Dang, Tom.
Nursery rhyme.
Wait, Tom. Your
That's
limerick. You do some magic with limericks.
Yeah, this isn't quite a limerick, but it's a little kind of a nursery rhyme extended, but similar to limerick, yeah.
Well, I hope you post it to the site, my brother. I hope you post it to the site. You know, you have a window right there to put all that great stuff that you do, brother.
Yeah, I've been doing that. I will do more of that, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, Tom. All right, let's go to Uju. Uju inspired the topic today. Uju, how you doing this morning?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
All right, happy Friday, everyone. It is National Donut Day, so definitely get your donuts and contribute to the show. Of course, really quickly, I just wanted to highlight a few things. One, we should, in this day and age of information, everyone is able to actually go online on the actual congressional site to see how horrendous this big bad bill is. And some people I know we're all focusing on Medicare and Medicaid, which we absolutely should, but people who are small business owners should also focus, because there is a stipulation in there that essentially guts the ability for small business owners who are S corporations and LLCs. You're actually going to be penalized. Those pass-through entities that you were afforded are going to be stripped away. So that's something that anyone who's a small business owner should definitely look into that. They're also trying to make it so that states are not able to regulate AI. And let's face facts, AI is here. It's already here. But we have to be very smart about AI, like we were not smart about social media, these social media companies. So the ability for it to say that states are not able to regulate this is very dangerous. So that's also important. I also want everyone to remember we should not lose sight of due process. The Gestapos on the streets of our communities. You might say, oh, it's sad, I'm looking online and I see all these crazy things happening. It is coming to every single community and every single neighborhood. So we have to be very, 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 very diligent to make sure that we do not lose that due process, because that's literally the difference between America and any other country out there that has no due process. So due process is that bill, very, very important. This drama unfolding between the guy from South Africa, the true illegal alien from South Africa, and the orange baby. Yes, it's great. It's like a soap opera. I don't know if anyone remembers watching soap opera. You wondered why there was never any ending to it. It's never going to be ending, and it is a distraction. So I want everyone to just focus. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get your popcorn and watch the soap opera unfold. And I'm also saying you should also realize that while you're watching the soap opera, they're literally trying to transform this beautiful country of ours into a techno-fascist, technocratic, whatever Christian nationalist country. And if anybody thinks that nothing that they're doing does not affect you, I don't even know what else to say. And then my last thing, Alberto, next time Bruce calls, I would like you to ask him, or maybe you've already asked him this. I would like to know what suggestions, what, if anything, Bruce has ever suggested as far as helping to make this country better. He calls, he talks about Hunter Biden, he talks about Biden. It's almost like he just spewing out all the hate on that he gets from Fox News or whatever crazy, not necessarily crazy, that's a bad word. I don't want to say he's crazy, but whatever talking points he gets. I have yet to hear him talk about how, if he was in charge, what kind of change and what kind of actual policy would he actually implement that will be humane? Because at the end of the day, illegal alien, let's call a spade. Most Americans, their ancestors came here and literally were illegal aliens. So my question to you is, okay, Bruce, how
It's
if you were
actually it's
in charge
Brian.
of policy? I mean, I'm sorry, Brian. I'm sorry, Brian. Sorry, but it was Bruce before, right? Brian, what actual policy would you actually implement that would be humane and actually better the life of your community? Because he's always ready to tell you, oh, people are getting killed. This person got killed. This anti-Semitic. Okay, Bruce, if you were in charge and you ruled the world or you ruled America, Brian, what would you do? What actual thing would you do to make actual change? And I don't really think he really ponders that. I really just think he's okay just having hate and anger, and I'm kind of sad for him, really, because you should never lose your humanity. You should never look at anyone as being inhumane, because when you do, you become the monster that we read about as kids, that we see about in movies. So it's just really sad. So next time maybe we should just ask him, Brian, if you were in charge, how would you fix this immigration issue that we have had in this country since Lord knows how long, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that he has not really sat down and thought about how he will fix it. But he's okay dehumanizing people. He's okay being distracted. Again, the Bidens are not in office right now. Brian, your gas prices are still going high. Your grocery prices are still going high. So I just would like to know what you would do to be the change you want to see. So that's all I have to say. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll listen on the other side.
Thank you so kindly, Uju. That was a great commentary, and it is important for us to follow that. This is KPFT Houston. Folks, we're running out of time. I'm going to ask Sandy to do one last pitch. Sandy's going to do probably a 2-minute or so pitch, folks. During that time, you can call in now and make that pledge. We only have that one contribution so far. We're $475 away. Can you make that difference? Several of you can call and make that $5 or $10 a month difference. Please do. I'm going to pass it to Sandy. And during that time, please call. Sandy.
Thank you, Egberto. Right, we only have a few minutes and we're very short of the goal at this point, $475 short of the goal. We need to hear from you folks. We can't do this without you. The bills come in and the money that we pay that with is from listener support. Now, if we don't have money for the bills, there is a chance, a remote chance at this point, but there is a chance that our license gets revoked. What do you mean? Well, just a few days ago, a station about 120 miles west of Houston was shut down by the FCC. Their license was pulled. They didn't pay a streaming bill of around $14,000 and change, which compared to our annual budget of around $600,000 isn't very much, but they didn't have the money on hand. So the FCC came along and said, hey, you're not paying that bill. It's part of your broadcast responsibilities, and they revoked the license. So this is a real thing. The new FCC is very aggressive, and we have to be very wary as a community radio station. And everybody listening, all our members, must be very wary of what's going on. And we must watch out and keep our integrity to where it's not questioned in any way. And so we survive this period of malaise and Republican control and aggressive FCCs, etc. But to do it, we need to hear from you. It's been very quiet. We've had one pledge in the last hour. There are thousands of you listening. Can a few of you step up and call 713-526-5738 and help us along here? KPFT t-shirt, $100. I think we have a cap for $150, embroidered KPFT cap. We've got all kinds of swag. You can view it on our website, kpft.org. But if you value the commercial-free environment that has existed here for 55 plus years in H-Town, then make that call. That makes a difference. And let's hit this goal in the last few minutes before we get to democracy now and continue our day. It's really important. This is, we're going into the last week of the drive next week, and we can get out of here even faster if you participate today. So please do consider that. And again, if you've never pledged before, this would be a great time to become radioactive. Egberto, back to you.
Thank you so kindly, folks. We really need your support. $10 a month, $5 a month, whatever you can. Please give us a call right now or go to kpft.org. And please, as we get off the air, please remember, if you're waiting for us to get off the air, to go ahead and select that this is for Politics Done Right. Okay, I have 3 calls. I'm limiting you to a hard 30 seconds. So please prepare yourself for a hard 30 seconds. Bobby, 30 seconds. Bobby, you're on. Okay, let's go to Bard, 30 seconds.
Good morning, Egberto. I have a poem for you.
Go for it.
What? You want to hear it?
Go for it. 30 seconds, guy. Use your time wisely.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm out here doing more than my share. I have an answer for you, Mrs. Uju. Why are illegals on welfare?
All right, that's it. Let's go to Johnny. I said lies won't work here. Our undocumented workers do much more for our society than they take out. That's a statement of fact. Ignorance is not an answer for, well, I'm not going to go there. Johnny, 30 seconds.
When the Republicans call in, they have nothing to offer but a bunch of donut holes. Don't go to a donut shop run by Republicans. Remember, numbers don't lie. Republicans do.
Thank you, Johnny. Have a great day. All right, folks, that's the last call, and I'm going to end on a pitch with the expectation that calls are going to come in right now. This so far it's the lowest that we've made, just one call. And I know you get a lot out of the show, more so than what that reflects. So I ask again to please support KPFT via Politics Done Right. The number is 713-526-5738, extension number 1. A lot of you, or go to kpft.org, hit the donate button, select your gift, select Politics Done Right. I know many of you sit back and say, why is this happening? Why are we in these dire straits, etc.? We are in these dire straits because we have many a times an uninformed or ill-informed or disinformed or misinformed population. This program is trying to be a small part of fixing that problem. For all of you who are out there that are informed and know the truth, know the realities, and sit back and ask the question, why isn't somebody doing something about it to inform these folks so that better decisions are made? You can be that person. And when I say we do our part here, I mean it. We do our part. Personally, 16 hours a day is placed into trying to provide this. 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not hyperbole. Give my wife a call and ask if that's true or not. This is a passion for solutions. And I am honored to be able to do this on air. I want to give a big thank you to Mary. Thank you so kindly, Mary. That's an additional donation on Mary's part. We're still ways away. You can do it. Like I said, ask my wife if this isn't a passion for what is right. We give honor to KPFT. I give honor to KPFT for having the ability to come to you 5 days a week and try to promote these truths, try to promote what our country says it is and what it is supposed to be about. All of us can play a part in this. All of us are responsible for our own democracy. Democracy doesn't get taken away, in some sort of a magical way. We cede our democracy. We cede the right for them to take our Medicare away. We cede the right for them to take all the things away from us. I want to give a big thank you to Claudia S. Claudia S., thank you so kindly. Let me tell you, we cede those rights to others, to bad people, to do these things to us. We are not impotent. We are not impotent. We have agency. We can stop it. And while you know it, the ones that are listening to me, you know the truth. You do. But your fellow Americans don't. Help us let them know the truth. Help us let them be a part of saving us all. I'm at 7:09 right now, which means I need to get out of here. But I'm going to ask you kindly once again. Please call 713-526-5738, hit extension number 1. And give whatever you can. $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever you can. I do $10 a month, and I've given you that story before. Or go to kpft.org, kpft.org, select that donate button, select Politics Done Right as a program you're supporting, and whatever gift you want. Folks, you are making a difference. You can make a difference. This is not hyperbole. Love you all. The rest of the program is at politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. You can write me directly at kpft@politicsdoneright.com. My name is Egberto Willies. This is Politics Done Right. Whoops, I forgot. I got to thank the studio. Please, Mayana, Jack, Van Beber, thank you for the hard work that you do. My name is Egberto Willies. This is Politics Done Right. And you know how I end this baby. I am what? Out.
We're going to join Democracy Now! Already in progress.
Your visa. You came here in 2013, and in 2015 you overstayed. And I told her, I was like, ma'am, I was 7 years old. Like, I don't know nothing about that.